Hey there guys, Bucket Pez, coming to you again after such a really long time with another deck profile. This is obviously, this is about Burning Abyss. This is a deck I've been playing now for quite some time. I was playing this online before London YCS, and I'm actually going to upload the deck profiles I've been using recently for regional events where I got 12th twice in a row due to a tiebreaker with 6th place. So in a way it's a top 8. But not quite there. And I also got in the top 200 at YCS, and there was like over 1,400 people or something, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, let's get on with the profile. So Burning Abyss, obviously you got your free Seer, you got your free Graph, and you got your free Skarm, then you got the free Rubik. Now we go to the 2 ofs. You got the 2 Kagna. You only want 2 of these because you don't need the consistency of it, because you always special summon it off Graph. Like the theory is, my theory is, you go Tour Guide to Graph, pitch to Graph, summon this, and you're most likely going to mill a Seer, or you've probably got a Burning Abyss in your hand, and it doesn't matter what that Burning Abyss is. If you can special summon it, just always special summon it, because you want to put the Kagna to the grave to put your Good and Evil to the grave. And then you got the 2 Farfa. Farfa makes OTKs in this deck so easy. This deck can now OTK really easily due to the fact of it's actually got a lot more decent Burning Abyss monsters, which means more Burning Abyss numbers, which means more Dantes, which means more damage. And then you got the 1-ofs, you got the Wand of Lich. I really hate this card. This card is almost useless in my opinion. A Lich is about good for nothing, in my honest opinion. The only thing I see this being good for is if you generally need to negate a Winder effect, but we've got like so many natural outs to Winder anyway, it doesn't really, it's kind of irrelevant now. I mean, it's not like it was before. But then you got the 1 Calcab. I like Calcab at 1. He's nice to mill, and he's another Burning Abyss monster. You want to have a lot of Burning Abyss monsters. I'm not using the dude that summons from the hand. I think that's kind of crap, if I'm honest. I think it's shit. Purely because of the factor of, in my opinion, you always need to have at least 1 Burning Abyss monster in your hand, and it's always just good to keep 1 in your hand. Even if you're doing a big push, I always keep 1 in my hand, so I always make sure I got a play for next turn. And I feel it would only really necessarily be good if Graph or Seer went to 1, but considering they're at 3, I don't see it as relevant. And then finally, free Tour Guide, no BLS. This deck doesn't need BLS to win. If anything, I find after talking with one of my friends, we kind of both agree that it's kind of dead, and you can draw it at the worst kind of times. At my most recent regionals where I did awful, it was actually despicable how I did. I was just not drawing Burning Abyss monsters or anything like that, and that's the main reason why I think I just did awful. I wasn't drawing any Burning Abyss monsters. But we've got the 1 Raigeki. Obviously you want Raigeki. Raigeki is fucking amazing. Being able to wipe all your opponent's monsters is just too good. It's good against Kleese. Like, if Kleese can make a massive push, but obviously they won't overextend unless they're going to get game on you. It's not too bad against the Tellers because you can always tempt out the Alpha. And that's what you want to do sometimes with this deck. You want to make sure you can just get rid of that Alpha if there is an Alpha there, or you just get rid of a Deneb or something like that. So 1 Book of Moon. Book of Moon is fucking amazing, especially for the mirror match. Book of Moon rocks. 1 Allure of Darkness, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Soul Charge, 1 Snatch and Steal, and 1 Rank Up Magic. Or, yeah, Rank Up Magic Astral Force. This is just really you really don't have to explain this. Pallades is just too good. Then you got free MST, because I feel it's still necessary. Some decks are still running Vanities and stuff like that. I'm not running Vanities in this, but only because I'm winning a lot without it. And I actually found Vanities to be kind of subpar, or lackluster actually, when I was at my regional event. I was even against the Tellarknights and Cliffort. Yeah, they were my main matchups, just the Tellarknights and Cliffort, and it just didn't even do much. It didn't even stun the Satellite player because he always had outs, and it just seemed ridiculous and pointless. So I just took out my fucking Vanities and just added more stuff. Then you got 2 of the Good and Evil Ritual Spell. There's a reason I'm running this at 2. Purely because I don't want to ever draw this. You never really want to draw this because, well, if you're running this build, you're not actually running the Ritual Monster, because the Ritual Monster is really lackluster. It doesn't really do much. Sure, it can give you a nice setup and it can give you a really good push, but I find it kind of crap due to the fact that it doesn't have an effect when it's just sent to the grave. It has an effect when it's sent from the field to the grave, and that's one of the only reasons I'm not going to run it. And the fact that you can't special summon it by any other way, I just don't want to run it. It seems like it would just slow you down a little bit, in my opinion. I've had someone use it against me. I still didn't lose, but it made me lose some life. I didn't lose, but you know. But yeah, the reason you want 2 of these is you don't want to draw it, and also you make up for the consistency of this purely because of Cagna. My friend was pretty much telling me. No, actually, he was actually. I think I don't know, I can't really think of the word to use, but it was as if he was trying to force it upon me to actually run 3 of these. I've tested with 3 and I just kept drawing it, and I thought, why am I fucking drawing this? This is doing nothing. I'm not running the ritual, so I don't see the point. Cagna makes up for the consistency of it, so run it at only 2, because at least then you are likely to mill it, but you're not so likely to draw it. 2 enemy controller. Obviously, this thing is fucking amazing. It can stall your opponent's plays so easily, and also it can add to an OTK. It's been fucking many times where my opponent has summoned something really fucking big, and it's just like Econ, GG. Then you got 2 Phoenix Wing Wind Blast with the free Fire Lake. I didn't want to just run Fire Lake. I've noticed some people are just running Fire Lake, but I didn't want to just run it. I wanted to actually run Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. This will actually change to Vanities as soon as Necrolofts come out. When Necrolofts come out, these will be Vanities. But at the moment they are Phoenix Wing Wind Blast because purely of the factor of it's just good. It's a good card against Qliphort as well because it can put them back a turn, and that's really what you want to be looking at, putting them back a turn. And as much as they can, you want them to minus as well. Like, you don't want them just to go scout and then use the scout effect and get it off. If you can put it to the back to the deck, and then they have to waste their Summoner's Arc just to get it back to reuse the effect. And if you have an MST, obviously they've just minus so much. But obviously, yeah, free Fire Lake because Fire Lake is busted as anything. It's the most stupid trap ever. Considering the factor of I don't minus at all, and oh yeah, look, bye bye field. So let's go on to the extra deck. Ignore the side deck. I haven't tweaked that at all. Like, just pay no attention to that. I do actually side 3 Majesty Fiend, but no. 3 Dante, obviously. 2 Virgil. 2 Pallades. 1 Alucard. 1 Shark. Now, Shark, oh my days. This card right here. This card is one of the reasons why I'm not running Upstart Goblin, because I find in some of my games I don't do a big enough push to actually be able to use the Shark just to steal the game. This deck has enough consistency, in my opinion, not to not have to run Upstart Goblin. As much as Upstart Goblin will make your deck a 37 card deck, the 3,000 life points difference to me seems to be a lot. I don't know why, but whenever I used it, it was the reason I lost. It was really just the reason I lost. And that's why I took it out and replaced it with some other things. And Nightmare Shark can just steal your games. I mean, I was at my regionals when I was against Qliphort, I did 6,000 push in the first term. He got past my field, but I had a Scam in the Grave and I searched for Tour Guide, and he made a huge push, got me down to 200 life, and he just scooped after that because he knew I had the Tour Guide and he knew I was going to go Shark. 1 Acid Golem, just because Acid Golem's nice, it's big, it's beefy, it's buff. Then you got Giga Brilliant. I use this mainly for the mirror match because it just makes your Dante so much bigger, and it also makes your Virgil bigger. 1 Zen mains, just because Shadow Imprisoning Mirror sucks, and then 2 Downward. So that's my Burning Abyss deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoy it. Please leave a like, comment, and please subscribe, and I'll get back to you some more deck profiles, and I will be uploading my Madolche deck profile, which I took to YCS and 2 regionals. At the YCS I got in the top 200, and in regionals I got 12th twice in a row. The first time I was tied with 8th place, and the second time I was tied with 6th place. So technically it's 2 top 8s. If you think about it, the only reason I didn't get the top was purely because my COSI rating isn't high, and I'm not going to get into that because I had to have a judge explain it to me, and I kind of nearly fell asleep halfway through. So anyway, yeah, please leave a like, comment, please subscribe, and I'll get back to some more videos.